All right, hello everyone. We'll go ahead and work through a few problems on cost of capital. So we'll go ahead and look at the bond pricing and the bond yields, yield to maturity, which is the cost of debt, and then we'll see how to implement the CAPM, which gives us, the cost of capital based on the capital asset pricing model. So here are a few sample problems. You must have seen some of this in the intro class, but here's a refresher. All right, question number one. Keep in mind, most of the bonds pay coupon on a semi-annual basis. That's twice a year. So, assuming semi-annual compounding, what is the price of a zero coupon bond with 17 years to maturity, and it's going to pay $1,000 at maturity, so the face value is 1,000. So, how can you go ahead and calculate the price if the yield to maturity is 5% per year? So I can go ahead, use my present value formula because we know price equals present value. Your future value is 1,000, so put that as 1,000. There are no intervening payments because this is a zero coupon bond, so it doesn't pay any coupons. So coupon is 0. But it is semi-annual compounding. So with 17 years, you'll have 34 semi-annual periods. So put that here. And then your interest rate for every 6 months, every semi-annual period is 2.5%. Plug it in. You'll get the present value of 431.91. So this will be the price of the bond as of time 0 if it has 17 years left to maturity. Now we can go ahead and work out another problem in a very similar fashion. The only difference here is this is now a coupon bond. So the coupon is 11% per year and it's again going to be paid on a semi-annual basis. So each semi-annual period, every 6 months, you will get 5.5% of this face value. So your payment is going to be $55. Okay. And then time to maturity is 15 years, so semi-annual compounding, so that's 36 monthly periods, so plug that in. Yield to maturity per year, 13%, so the discount rate for 6 months is 6.5%, so plug it in here and you'll get the bond price. Okay. Now to calculate the yield to maturity, that's problem number 3. So the firm has issued 20-year bonds 2 years ago. So that means 2 years have already gone out of the 20, so there are only 18 years more left. So that is 36 semi-annual payments. So you're having 36 as your semi-annual payments. The coupon rate is 6.4% with a $1,000 par value. You're going to have $64 annually as coupon. So every 6 months, you're going to get $32. So your payment is $32. Current price, 110% of par. Par value is 1,000, so that is 1,100. And your future value is just a repayment of principal on maturity, that's 1,000. And then calculate the yield to maturity. Now keep in mind, because these are all semi-annual payments, so this formula is now going to give you the 6 monthly yield to maturity. So you can annualize it by multiplying it by 2 and you will get the annual yield to maturity as 5.52%. Okay. So here's a little bit of calculating of the portfolio returns. So if you have two assets in a portfolio, a stock and a risk-free asset, the risk-free asset is going to earn 3.2% per year. The stock has a beta 1.25. It's going to earn 15% per year. And you have a portfolio that's 50-50 invested in each of these two assets. So what's your expected return on this portfolio? So they're both 50% weights. So 0.5 times 15 plus 0.5 times 3.2, that should give you 9.1. Okay. Of course, if the weights are different, simply multiply them by the different weights. Okay. Now, if you have to calculate the beta, keep in mind the beta is also a weighted average. So the beta for the risk-free asset is how much? It should be 0 because it is risk-free, it has no risk. So 50% of my portfolio is in an asset with 0 beta. 50% is in an asset with a beta 1.25. So the beta for the portfolio is 0.5 times 1.25 plus 0.5 times 0. So that will be 0.625. So that will be the beta for your portfolio. So both your expected returns and the betas are basically weighted averages of the values for all the assets in the portfolio. So here's the question implementing the CAPM. So you have the beta that's given to you, you have the market return, expected market return, that's RM, and the risk-free rate of 4.5%. It's a matter of simply plugging it into the CAPM and can calculate the expected return as 11.32. What is the one thing you should keep in mind? You should make sure that you read the questions carefully. So this is giving you the expected return on the market. Okay. So this is just the market return RM. You might also be given something called the market risk premium, MRP, and the risk premium is just the return in excess of the risk-free rate. So in this case, my market risk premium will be 10% minus 4.5%. So my market risk premium will be 5.5%. So you should read the question carefully to make sure you know whether you have the RM that's given to you or whether what you have is a market risk premium, which is RM minus RF. Now, if you want a few more examples, you can always look at your 520 textbooks, your Intro to Finance textbook. That will have a lot many more problems for you to work on, and you can get more practice if you need. As always, if you have any questions, let me know.